Morning and welcome to the Core Connection. I'm Mira Rubin here with you on Enlightened World Network. And today's topic is propagating peace, transforming the energy of fear to wholeness. And I am so honored to have the founder and the visionary behind Enlightened World Network here with us today, Ruth Anderson. So glad to have you here and so grateful to you for inspiring this day of peace and for everything you're doing to create Enlightened World Network.
Well, thank you, Mira.
What we usually do is we do a brief meditation just to get centered and oriented. So we're going to do that before we begin our program for today. So if you just take a deep, good morning, Rosalind, welcome. Great to have you here with us, and welcome to everybody else who's joining us for a special treat today with Ruth Anderson to kick off our day of peace and maybe make it a pattern for every day. Anyway, let's just take a deep breath in through your nose and hold it. And imagine clean, crisp oxygen flooding your lungs, flowing into your bloodstream, nourishing all your cells, all your organs, bringing vital life energy to your body and being. And as you exhale any tension, stress, negativity, fatigue. And now let's take another deep breath in through your nose and hold it. This time, imagine brilliant, bright light lighting you up from the inside out, illuminating, electrifying, and energizing all your cells, all your molecules, your electrons, creating a brilliant beam of light and energy from your heart out into the world. And as you exhale any remaining tension, stress, negativity, fatigue. And now let's press our palms together, vigorously rub your hands together to feel the friction, the temperature, the pressure, the motion, the tickling and tingling when you stop. And allow all those sensations to bring you present right here, right now, into this remarkable physical form that enables you to experience life. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So I'm so excited to be here with you, Ruth, and to have you here with us. What we're talking about in this segment of today's programming on Enlightened World Network is transforming the fear, the despair, the sadness, the shock at the state of the world and our tendency toward opposition and war and conflict into a sense of wholeness and peace, and recognizing that that is something we can do. We can propagate peace rather than falling into the darkness that wants to swallow everybody and everything. So I'm wondering, what do you see in the face of that?
Well, Mira, it was, first of all, you said I was the visionary of Enlightened World Network. I want to go back for just a minute. Archangel Michael was the visionary for Enlightened World Network, and I happened to be the one who was listening when he gave directions on what was needed and what it should look like. So I was the grunt work. I can't say I was the visionary. So when coming to world peace, it is such an emotionally laden topic, and it's easy to go into that fear and that despair. And someone had reached out to me via text and said, "Well, whose side are you on?" And I said, "I'm on the side of world peace. I am on humanity's side." And she was quite offended that that's what I said. And I said, "Well, here's the deal." I said, "I am being called to help emanate divine light across the planet I'm not being called to choose a side. I am being called to just embody and expand divine light. And I know that peace comes from within. It's a one person at a time, change a person's heart, one person at a time. We can't just throw out, I want world peace, and expect that everybody across the planet's going to go, oh, okay. I just don't think that's how it happens. I think we have more impact just loving one another, loving the person next to us, and maybe that'll make a glimmer of a change. And in prayerful meditation, holding the planet in peace and love, and bringing in the angels, bringing in the spiritual divinity, and really embodying that divine love ourselves. That's, to me, what changes hearts. So I talked all around your question.
No, I love what you said, because when I'm just hearkening back to you mentioning that this person said, whose side are you on? And I think that that is exactly the paradigm that we need to transcend, that we need to go beyond, because we have been living for centuries in this container of conflict and opposition and separation. And that really, rather than choosing sides, I love that you said you choose world peace, you choose humanity, because it's not about sides, it's about finding reconciliation of our differences and finding a greater connection to our commonalities. And before we go on, I just want to welcome Terry Angel and Jean Lorio. It is so wonderful to have you joining us. Thank you for being with us. Jean says peace is actually an action word. We must do something to bring it in. And I appreciate that. What we need to do is we need to be present to it within ourselves. And as we are present to it and we emanate it, then we're propagating it. And I think finally, there's more recognition of the power of our own energy as an influence in the world, even by more conservative, traditional types of arenas, that we know that as we feel peace, it radiates and it extends, and it's infectious in the best of ways.
Right. In meditation, I've been asked to bring in cascades of peace. And when you think of cascade, it's a movement. It's huge and it's a movement, but cascades of peace. I just thought that was a beautiful statement.
It is. And as you said that, I felt awash with it. I felt the momentum of it. There's tremendous power. I mean, there are research studies that have been done about the shift in crime rates in cities where there were bunches of people meditating. So we really, truly can make a difference. There's no way to be arguing on the level of the conflict that is ever going to resolve it.
No, agreed.
Yeah. So, Ruth, you have agreed so graciously to do a meditation with us today. And I'm thinking maybe we could do that now and perhaps have a greater, further conversation afterwards.
Sure, absolutely. So I love Rosalind, Terry, and Jean that you guys are with us. So let's just go ahead and just imagine that we are all holding hands. I close my eyes. If that's more comfortable for you, close your eyes. Just holding hands with our soul sisters here. Anybody who watches this after the fact, hold hands with us. That energy is still there, whether we're physically doing this at the moment or not. But right now we are physically doing this. So holding hands with you, feeling our weight supported by our chairs. And let's just take a cleansing breath just to slow down our thinking, slow down our breathing. And as we're sitting here in this group, I want you to, in your mind's eye, from your heart space, feel the heart beating of the person right across from you. Rosalind, my beautiful friend, I'm feeling you. Feeling your heartbeat. And just feel as our hearts start to match each other. And give gratitude to the heart that's beating across the circle from you. For bringing life to that sister across the circle. And hold tighter onto the person to your right. I'm feeling my Terry angel to my right. And I'm going to sync my heart with hers for just a moment. Sync your heart to the person to your right. And give gratitude for their heart that's bringing them life. I love you, my sister. And now gripping the hand that's on your left, I'm feeling Mira Rubin. Sync your heart in with that person and feel as your hearts regulate together. And give thanks. Thanks to the beautiful sister who's to your left. Thanks to their heart for keeping them alive. Now, I know there's at least one more person in our circle. There may be more. Let's do one last person, and I'm going to key in on Miss Jean Lorio. Syncing my heart up with hers. Find that last person in the circle, or if there's more, find someone else in the circle to sync your heart up with. And give gratitude to their heart for keeping them alive one more day. And as we stand in this circle of love, we see that we are all made of divine love. We're reminded that we are all made in the image of the Creator that is in us, the Creator that is of us. And we're going to expand our circle to encompass everyone in the world right now. And as we look out across this huge expanse of humanity, and we see that same divine love that's in us is in everyone else. Soul to soul, spirit to spirit, heart to heart. We are all one. We are all in the image of the divine. As we come back down to our small circle, give a squeeze to the sister on your right. And squeeze the hand of the sister on your left. And come back into your very own space. Squeeze your other hand. Be grateful to the heart that's keeping you alive for one more day today. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I want to notice that Gia has joined us. Welcome, welcome, Gia. So good to have you joining us. And I'm not sure, I think it looks like love omnipresent, life omnipresent. Welcome, welcome. So thank you. One heart, one spirit, one soul. Yeah. And that that's a different space to be living in than most of humanity currently is present to. And I was able to feel the one heart, and I'm just so grateful for that experience. You know, to be reminded, we let our differences define us in so many ways instead of our commonality.
Right.
Yeah. So it feels to me like time and awareness is accelerating. And with that acceleration, it feels like there's an acceleration of light and dark all at once. And what I recognize about that is all of it is energy.
Yep.
And those two energies coming together are creating the potential for a jump to a new state, to a new awareness, to a new presence. And just being able to look back and say, oh my gosh, how insane this whole notion of war and competition and acquisition and the fighting and the conflict is just so crazy. I think
archaic.
Exactly that we can. I sense like the 100th monkey idea where we can actually transform in an instant as all these energies accelerate.
Yeah, well, in meditation, we've absolutely been seeing the importance of every single light worker in this time. And I'm just getting goosebumps even saying that. It's as if there's this huge curriculum that's coming together, and each of us is important in our own part of it. But yes, we're absolutely feeling something cataclysmic in a great way coming up. And we are part of that right now. We're part of that.
I just got goosebumps all over as you said that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And what I do know, and it's maybe ironic, but when I look at COVID, COVID actually gives me hope for global transformation, because what we saw was this massive global transformation that nobody would have imagined possible.
Right.
And in not, maybe not an instant, but pretty darn close. In such a short period of time, there was a global connection. And I think we can imagine that for the better rather than through something like COVID. But we have an example of the whole world uniting.
Yeah, that's brilliant, Mira. I had not thought of that, but you're right. It was an absolute game changer. Absolutely. Yeah.
Because nobody would have imagined that that kind of galvanization would be possible. And now we know it's possible. We have an experience of it being possible. And now we can direct that into something that is elevating rather than devastating.
Right. Right. Yeah. Interesting.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, we tend to believe the things that we experience, even though they're not necessarily more real in actual truth. But having had an experience of something gives it um, a greater reality and potential in our conceptualization, right?
Well, it just opens the path for something else huge to come in, and then we're all on this same open playing field and can communicate. The communication between folks is so much greater, no question.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so rich. So I'm wondering, um, with what would you like to do maybe to encourage people to join throughout the rest of the day? Maybe give an idea of what kind of programming is coming up and how we
Yeah,
can carry it forward.
absolutely. Thank you so much. So, friends, if you stay on Enlightened World Network on YouTube or on Facebook, there's going to be programming throughout the day. And most of it is live. There are some pre-recorded shows that have been done through the week. Everything we're doing today is to promote either inner peace or global peace. And we've got some amazing friends on with us today, as you know, starting with Mira here. Morning Cup of Joy with Terry Angel was just on, and they were focusing on internal peace. Caroline Palmy, Eileen Murray, we've got Rebecca Braxis, Michelle Landers, Sharon Karn. It's just like boom, 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 boom all day long. And the last one is tonight at 9 o'clock Eastern time, Marsha Martin, Rise Up for Peace. So it's literally all day long. So you can come in and join it live. You can come in after the fact and, watch replays. Anytime you come in and do this, what I call this work, which, in many ways isn't work, but in some ways it is, but you spend that time in that spiritual space, it is going to be relevant. It's going to be meaningful. So please join us. We'd love to have you.
Thank you for that. And welcome, Sue. It's great to have you joining us this morning. And I love that you talked about having focus on both inner peace and world peace. And having inner peace propagates world peace too. And
Absolutely.
right. And so as we make this inner and outer connection, we can recognize that we're part of a greater dynamic, and that by elevating our own personal state, we elevate the world. And it's not speculation. There's actually proof that that is the case. And so the invitation is to be connected to ourselves, connected to one another, and to be putting our attention into the world that we dream of and believe in, rather than getting consumed by the world as it is in this moment. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. And Mira, some people think, oh, well, I can't do anything. I can't make a difference. I can't go run a parade. I don't have a foundation. It doesn't require that of you, friends. It just requires of you to go inward and outward and just hold that space of peace and calm. And as you're going about your day, when you're having conversations with your kids or, somebody at the grocery store, just holding that peace and calm, you can have a great influence on how somebody else's day goes. You can either make their day better or you can make their day worse. You really do have that power. So we're just asking that you hold each other in peace and calm and respect, and just those little changes, that butterfly effect, you can help to make the world a better place in your own quiet space.
100%. And we're not saying to pretend that there isn't reason for grief or sorrow. You get to process those feelings too. We don't want to bypass and pretend that everything is just beautiful. We need to be present to the truth of what's present and elevate ourselves beyond that. So as we heal ourselves, we also heal the world. So Rosalind says, what's the statistic of the number of people that meditate that can make a difference in reducing violence? I think I heard it was 1%. And is that, but I don't know.
If Terry is still on, Terry, I ask you to write in the comments, because they've got that figured out. Just, she was saying one person meditating can impact, it's some ridiculously huge amount. It's like 700,000 or something. It's crazy, the power that one person in prayerful meditation can impact. It's really amazing.
Yeah. So we can make a difference. And that's
Absolutely.
the ultimate message. So Ruth, I just want to say thank you for being with us and for listening and following the guidance that has brought Enlightened World Network forward, and the magnificent collection of people that are contributing to a vision and the existence, the materialization of a world that is filled with love and peace and our greater potentials.
Well, Mira, I want to thank you, because you have been with Enlightened World Network for a year plus.
No, it's since COVID.
Since COVID. Yeah. Mira is very important to us here at Enlightened World Network, and she's sharing such a beautiful message with us 3 days a week. So we love you, Mira. Thank you so much.
Just so you know, 5 days a week, every weekday morning. So thank you. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Oh,
and so that's it for today. I'm Mira Rubin. This is the Core Connection. We go live here each weekday morning on Enlightened World Network Facebook page and YouTube channel at 9 a.m. Eastern. And Rosalind chimed in and said, I love EWN. And Dido says, thank you so much, Ruth and Mira. Beautiful and powerful blessings. Gia, Jean, everybody, thank you so much. And until next time, so much love to you all.
Thank you.